Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to replace the main board on a Vizio 32 HDTV. So what happened here with this television was that the HDMI ports basically gave out. So if I had a PS4 or a DVD player or whatever plugged into it, the TV would just say no signal. So after a little research, I figured out that the main board on this TV gives out pretty often. So there wasn't any tutorial available online, so I thought I'd put together this video and just kind of show you the steps on how to take out the back of the TV and install the new main board. It's all pretty easy and nothing too overwhelming. Alright, to get started, you basically need to remove all the screws surrounding the back of the television. So you'll need to remove all of these all around the television. And this is a pretty simple job. All you need is a long Phillips head screwdriver. And you'll also need to remove this screw. You can probably leave these two since they're just meant for the feet here. So these two. But you'll want to obviously remove these. And then there are 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. That will also need to be removed. And when we start pulling off the panel, there's going to be a small connection here that you'll need to be careful of. So you'll just want to lift the back panel just enough so you can see the connection, the little slim wire, and unplug it so that you can then separate the back cover from the main board and the rest of the components safely. Otherwise, you'll permanently damage your television, which you don't want to do. So here I'm basically just unscrewing all the screws that hold the back panel of the television together. Then what I do is I take out a plastic tool to separate the 2 panels of the television apart. And I try to do this gently. Finally, as the panels start lifting apart, I look underneath to find that connection that needs to be pulled apart. And you can see it connects the 2 panels together. So that white connection needs to be pulled apart. And once it's pulled apart, you can pull the 2 panels apart safely without damaging your television. So now that we can see the main board, there are a couple of screws we need to remove, and there are connections to other components that we need to unplug. And you want to make sure you're doing this in a safe and calm manner. You don't want to rush things and accidentally damage the main board or other connections. And this center connection, this big one, I had a hard time pulling this apart, and eventually I find out that I'm trying to pull it apart incorrectly. There's a clip there on the side that I'm trying to pull apart, but really I just need to squeeze it together and then pull out. And see, I figured it out. And that ribbon, there's a clip there that needs to be pulled up. And once that's pulled up, the ribbon just pulls out gently. And those are 3 little hinges that just gently are pulled apart or pulled off. And those are for the Wi-Fi and I believe Bluetooth. And that's the new main board that I'll be replacing the old one with. Go. And finally, after all the connections are put back in place, it's time to put all the screws in to hold the main board and the back panel. So once the back panel is placed back on, it's time to test the output of the new television from the new mainboard. And here I have my laptop plugged in to the HDMI port on the television. I'm just here testing to make sure everything works out fine. It looks like everything's working out pretty well, and that's how you can fix your Vizio TV.